Shri Mataji. Please bow down to the Shri Mataji. Raise your Kundalini and keep your Kundalini. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, you are Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti. Mother, please grant us the permission to do the meditation at home. Please bless us for this. Now please keep our right hand towards Mother Earth. Shri Mahakali Sakshi. Om Tameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now please keep our right hand on our lap and left hand toward the sky. Shri Hanumanji Sakshat. Om Tameva Sakshat Shri Hanumanji Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now please keep our both hands on our lap. Our complete attention is on central Mulasar Chakra. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, you are Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha. You are Sakshat Shri. Mother, please remove all the bad habits and negativities from my Muladhara Chakra. And please awaken Shri Ganesh principle within me. Mother, please awaken Shri Ganesh principle within me. Shri Ganesh Sakshat. Om Tameva Sakshat Shri Ganesh Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Now please keep our right hand on left side of our throat. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, please give me pure knowledge about myself. Mother, please give me pure knowledge about myself. Now please keep our right hand on our central Nabi Chakra. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, please awaken Lakshmi principle within us. Mother, please awaken Lakshmi principle within us. Now please keep our right hand on left side of our heart. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, I am only pure spirit. Mother, I am not this body. I am not this body. I am only pure spirit. Mother, please come into my heart. Now please keep our right hand on left side of our neck. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, I am not sick. Mother, I am not sick. Now please keep our right hand on our forehead. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, I have forgiven everyone, including myself. I have forgiven everyone. Now please keep our right hand on our prana, top of our head, and slowly rotate our right arm clockwise. Param Pujya Shri Mataji, you are Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini. You are Sakshat Shri Adishakti. Mother, please awaken my Kundalini. Mother, please bless us happily. Now please keep our both the hands on our lap. Our complete attention is on center of the palms and Sahasrara.
Right from the childhood, our children also learn to ask for this or ask for that. Only complete satisfaction in life can give you that equanimity, that balance by which you do not hanker after it. These days, even India has become very much westernized in the sense they are also very much wanting to have this and that. Actually, now in America, suddenly with this happening, people are getting to spirituality. They come to spirituality because they think they have not found any satisfaction anywhere. But we have to see from his life, the great life of Christ. First, he was born in a small little hut, as you so many of them when you come round. Very much satisfied, and he was put in a cradle which was all covered with dry, very dry grass. Can you imagine? And then he sacrificed his life on the cross. Whole thing is a story of a sacrifice because he had a power of spirit that he could sacrifice anything. He even sacrificed his own life. So you can understand the greatness of Christ was coming from his great personality of spirituality. But the same Christ is worshipped all over the world, especially in the Western countries, and you'll be amazed to know how they're running after things, or their industries are running with big stories about what they make, and how people boast of their wealth. They will have a cross in their necks to show that they are Christians. First of all, one should never bear that cross on which Christ was crucified. But they do make up by this hypocrisy, and they are another extreme of Christ. Not only they, but even their wives and their children are all very greedy people. They should have this, they should have that. But now India is very much in the same run. And what do they ask for? They think by getting all these things around them, they'll be very comfortable. It's not. They are all the time hankering and they cannot even enjoy whatever they have achieved. It is something very surprising that in a country like America, where there was no corruption, but There were people who were making big, big, big money. They are supposed to be disciples of Christ. It's beyond me. India was once upon a time a real saintly country where saints were respected. But nowadays, India has fallen down to such a low level of greed that impossible to understand these people. We can say they had not such a great following of Christ. And those who followed Christ, also the Christians here, they are the worst. They are the ones who have taken to all kinds of Western life of greed. And they call themselves Christians. But Christ has shown that you don't need anything in this world. He is such a great personality, such a great incarnation, respected all everywhere. Why? Because his power of sacrificing was the highest. Not because he was owning a big car or any big house, nothing. Only because he was such a humble man. His life is remarkable. And that today he governs the hearts of so many. Despite the fact he was born a very, very poor man and was crucified also as a very poor man. So those people who are running after money are no way Christians, are nowhere near Christ. And so happy and joyous he was. And he helped the poor, he helped the needy because he understood their problems, because he could feel them. He tried to help all kinds of diseased people, underprivileged, while today's world has come to such a nonsense that they help countries to fight. They create Christianity to fight. What is Christianity doing in this country? It's just to create a big power of creating lots of Christians. I've heard from many places how they are converting people to Christianity. Christ never converted even a single soul. He wanted to give transformation as you all have got it, but not changing the religion or changing your birthmark. No. And what did he achieve is this kind of a useless, third rate people who are running after lust and greed. I get worried sometimes about myself that I hope my disciples and my children won't do things which are against Sahaj, which are against the principle of Sahaj. And one of the principle of Saj is that you have to help people, those who are downtrodden, those who are not yet realized. You have to give them realization. It is not the way world is going on that we give help to people who are ruining this world. If we have to save this country, if we have to save the whole world, then we have to become like Christ. Develop your sacrificing temperament. It should be very, very powerful thing because you are all realized souls. Try to develop that, a temperament of helping others. I have known some very great people in my life who were always willing to give to people who haven't got it. And they have been of such a great temperament, they were never sort of given any big award or anything, but very happy if they could help others. It's very, very sad today in this country where so many people have sacrificed their lives to achieve independence and freedom. And what is happening is now, today, same people, or maybe their children, maybe not the same, are supposed to be governing, supposed to be in charge, are making money. Why this situation has come? In this country also we had many people who were extremely sacrificing. They were the leaders. But how many of you are like that? How many of you would like to give away something of yours to others? What would you do to help others? It's very sad that the Christian nations have never followed Christ, and we also are becoming the same. I don't say that we should not do business or we should not make money. You can, but with all that, you must remember for whom are you doing it? What are you going to do with it? With this money, what are you going to do? Actually, we should find out at least in 1 year, have we given up one of our things to others? Not that I say you crucify yours. No, that's been too much. But can you at least sacrifice a little bit of your comfort for the people? Sahajogis have to be extremely kind and loving people. If you are not that, you are not Sahajogis. First thing, you should be kind and loving and understanding the problems around and try to help as many people as you can. But that is not so. Even Sahajogis do not understand what is the value of their life. They are on the same path as Christ was. They are realized souls. They must have that feeling. They must have that oneness with the rest of the people, and they should feel the sacrifice of Christ within themselves. How he sacrificed his life is to improve our agya, to remove our ego, to fight our ego. But we are so egoistic. Whatever he has done is a waste, is something people don't understand, and they do not imbibe his character and his life. It's very bad. For us, he is a very great message for all the people who are realized souls. He is a very great example. There are so many things to be done. We have, as you know, my mind is always with the needy. And I have started many such organizations. You know them very well. Recently, I started something for the destitute women and the orphans in Delhi. I paid most of the money. But at just the finishing, I said, why not ask Sahajogis to pay that little money to finish? And they did. They did pay. In Delhi, I must congratulate them for showing the way to other Sahajogis. I was amazed how they could raise so much money for this big organization. It is something we never see, how the women are suffering in our country, how the destitute women are suffering.
Now please open your eyes. Bow down to the Shri Mataji. Take the bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji.